Life is wonderful. I don't take it for granted because it almost got taken away from me. My philosophy in life is seize the day. That sounds really corny, but if you sit there worried about how bad tomorrow may be, tomorrow could be the best day of your life. My name is Eric Knapp, and I'm a stroke survivor. On the day before my 33rd birthday, I just collapsed, and that's all I remember. I had not just one stroke, but 13, 3 of them being quite major. I forgot pepper.
Hey, how much would you like, darling?
Heaps. The stroke is a great way of giving you an appreciation of what you did before. It's hard to fathom that I was a firefighter. I went from being a fit firefighter that could play the guitar to this.
Let me know, I can get it, darling.
That's all the things that you took for granted, you have to relearn all that. The thing with stroke, it identifies what you were good at, and it robs you of it.
Would the lid of that work, babe, like this? I've only known Eric since he had the stroke, so I've only seen that version. There we go. How about that? You see Eric and you see what his needs are with, you know, how he walks and the speech.
Do you burger square or circles?
Square or circular. It's the same shape as the bun.
Okay, this is gonna be rustic.
Yeah, I like rustic is good. And when I first met him, I wasn't sure. Do you want me to go and check on the barbecue, babe?
Oh, you be careful.
Yeah. And then I was like, no, I need to give this guy a chance. I needed a man who I could respect.
I feel sometimes that barbecues are full of guys that can't cook.
I think the guys like to cook on them because they feel like cavemen. That sounds cheesy, but we're all just like a vessel, you know, and how we come into the world. But it really is about the person. That person that you can joke with and laugh with, that's what's important.
I'm very lucky to have someone like Jess in my life. She knows I've got communication challenges, fatigue, and things are a bit slower, but she knows that there's not Eric, there's the stroke.
Ooh, getting smoked out.
It really is a Brazilian beast. It's really hot.
Got a bit carried away with the coal, I think. Would love to have known him back in the day. I feel like I missed out a bit on that part of his life because I didn't get to see that.
I believe that stress was the cause of my stroke.
For the second time in 5 months, Christchurch awoke to a city in ruins.
The stress from the earthquakes contributed. As a firefighter, I was heavily involved. That was such a stressful time. The earthquake still haunted me. That was 2011, and my stroke was 2013. I went to work like every other night. It was night shift on the fire station. Started to feel kind of wobbly and weird, and my crew could see something was up. Woke up 2 days later in ICU, just trapped in my body. I see you as a place where you're fighting for your life. I wasn't meant to live. Life changed. It was just night and day. I had to relearn to talk, walk. Years of rehabilitation. I fought through dark times of depression. I've had suicidal thoughts, really hard times.
I'll take it, darling. Oh, gosh. OK, right.
don't
Yeah, it's
know.
hot. We talked about that on one of our Skype dates. I'll hand you one of these. There you go. All of a sudden, your whole life's turned upside down. Your whole identity's gone, so I just think what a natural thing to feel. You have that one? Where do you want it on there?
No.
Not yet. But I guess if I'd known him then, you know, gosh, I would have probably, yeah, slapped him around the head and just said, you know, like, I need you to get through this because I need to meet you and be with you. Like, and if I can't meet you and be with you, I'll still be out there on these apps dating these idiots. Do you want some aioli, babe?
Yeah, go ahead. If my suicidal self was there, I'd definitely be going, mate, just hang in there. Just power through it. Looking back at it, as soon as I could cope with my depression, my life seemed to begin and flourish. There is life after stroke.
It's so good, it's so smoky.
Charcoal.
No, it's really charcoal.
Being born is lucky. I feel lucky to be here. I didn't grow up in a privileged way, but I'm privileged to be born and be here and to have the people in my life. Thank goodness I was born a human and not a slug. It's crazy, like the stroke itself seemed to last only minutes, and that changed my whole life completely. Man, I love to play like that again.
So how long is it since you last played?
Probably 3-4 years ago. Yeah, and just got angry and then put it away. And here I know the shape of the chords, the notes. I can visualise the notes or the finger positions.
Yeah.
But that's as far as it gets. Like trying to tell this hand to do a C, it's just hard. It's like telling a flock of sheep to try and make a pyramid.
Yeah.
You know, it's just trying to organise my hand to do that. It's hard. Knowing how good I was, how much time I spent to get to that level, then, like I said, just having it robbed. Before the stroke, that seems like a different person, a different Eric. Like living two different lives. My frustrations is I know how to play, but my body doesn't know how to play.
Going from being somebody who was, you know, very physically able and, you know, he could run, he can't do that now. You know, he can't run. Walking he's okay with, but not for too long, because it's a balance thing. The brain is working really hard to get him to do that. So it's just daily things like that that really show in the frustration of him feeling like, you know, that hitting those limits.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most frustrating, how frustrating is this trying to play?
Oh, bro. 11. You put it's a learning something and then have it ripped from you. So that makes it very hard. I got to go to a great place called Burs, which is Burs Hospital, for my rehabilitation. I had to relearn to swallow and to have a cough reflex.
Okay, so this is a test that we're just going to use to check how your cough is working, make sure that you are feeling things if and when they go down the wrong way. I'm going to pop this mask on you, and it's going to make some mists that you're going to breathe in, and that mist may or may not make you want to cough, and if it does, just cough like you normally would.
If anything enters the windpipe, I had to have the emergency procedures within my body to cough it up. That was very important for me to progress.
So what that's telling me is your cough response is quite prompt. It's not very strong. You're not getting a good closure and getting a good strong cough, but you're sensing when something's irritating your airways, which is a good thing. That's what we want to see.
Also, I had to be able to swallow unassisted because, of course, we swallow our saliva constantly during the day. I lost that ability.
Eric, what was the date of your stroke?
27.
Swallowing is actually one of the most complex things we do as humans, and most of the time we do it without even thinking. So we use over 50 pairs of muscles. We have lots of nerves, and controlling all those muscles are lots and lots of parts of the brain. This is you. So you can see your mouth's here, your throat's here. Here's your spine. This ear column here, the white space there you can see is the entrance to your lungs, and so it stays nice and wide open when you're breathing. When you swallow, you'll see that this area here closes tightly up so that the food zips down the back here towards the stomach. If you have a stroke, there are lots of different parts of the brain that can interrupt that communication to those muscles. You did a really good job of protecting your airway so that closes up nice and tight. You're not getting food down into your lungs. You're getting a little bit down here into the throat before you start your swallow. It doesn't look to pose any problem, but we just want to make sure that we're minimising the risk of any of that heading down into the lungs before you've had a chance to close off your airway. Eric's one of those people where you see motivation to get better, and he put the hard yards in. You know, rehabilitation is a lengthy process and it takes a lot of hard work. I mean, Eric had a catheter put down, a little tube put down his nose and into his throat twice a day, 2 hours a day for a few weeks, watching a screen and retraining his swallowing process. We've got state-of-the-art instrumentation here. We can look at every aspect of swallowing.
The biscuit software that you used in your treatment, this is the next generation. So I want to see if you'll test it out for us. So if you'll take the little sensor, snap it onto that electrode patch, and then just place the patch underneath your chin. So you'll see the little line move across the bottom, and I want you to swallow and hit the target. And then when you're ready, swallow. Good. A little bit late, a little bit after the target. All right.
But the concept there is, you're doing it, you know what you need to do.
Good. Why don't you, if you don't mind, take it home, give it a practice for a session or two, and give us some feedback.
Absolutely. Being a guinea pig, it's good because it feels like I'm genuinely valued as someone of lived experience.
Do you think this is something you would take home and work with at home?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
I'm able to articulate how their gadgets feel. What I say is actually doing something.
We always laugh about the fact that Eric came in as a patient and he never left. He's kind of stuck with us because we all find Eric pretty special.
Life is good now. It seems that people recognise I have a lot to offer. I see things differently now. The stroke just adds a new filter in life. It's a gift, it really is, because the life experience that I have now is immense. It's so good. I'm now employed by the Stroke Foundation. I'm a community stroke advisor. I help stroke survivors and their whānau. I hope to see this clients here who would be great for the young stroke survivors group that we're planning to have here.
I think a group like this could be really helpful to people. 900 people have a stroke in Canterbury every year, and probably 200 of those at least are aged under 65. You know, maybe in a job, they may have dependent children. It's a lot more complicated for someone who's younger.
I totally agree with you there. That is something that I miss at my age. When I had my stroke, if we can help people along in these groups, it would be so beneficial.
Yeah.
You can't say to me that a stroke was an old person's illness, disease, or whatever you want to call it, because I'm not old.
And because of your experience with stroke, you've got something really that you can offer them.
I'm doing what I was doing before the stroke, helping others. Helping someone that's lived through a stroke is also part of my rehab. It's healing for me as well. Hey, John, how you going, bro? You all right? My friend John, he's had a stroke and he's in his 30s. He was a business owner and now he can't communicate normally. So what did you get for your boy for his birthday?
A gift voucher.
Oh, yeah.
From the warehouse. Yeah. Great receipt.
Because you talk different. People assume you're not intelligent, but it's not a reflection of your thoughts, your brain. So how often do you see your son?
Well, the agreement is once a month, and the school holidays. But because I've had a stroke, you know, I just go down there. Yeah.
In our society today, we live under huge amounts of stress. Having a stroke could happen to anyone. I know for me, being young, you know, you've got a hell of a big life ahead of you. Man, it's going to be a struggle.
I know what I think, say, but the getting it out is hard.
I think for Eric, there's always been a pull to want to help people in some way, like what he's doing with the Stroke Foundation.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
To go to somebody who's had a stroke and sit there and say, I understand, and they actually understand because they've lived it too.
So you struggle to communicate?
It stops me from getting a job.
The hardness of communicating, that's what's stopping you getting a job?
Oh, yeah,
or is it the assumptions that people have?
50-50, yeah.
No one is exempt, so we just have to look after ourselves. Don't wait till something traumatic happens and then you look after yourself. Look after yourself now. Go to the gym. Start that keto diet or whatever. Just do it now.
He is very hardworking, very dedicated, very loyal, very ambitious as well, actually. Always pushing and thinking ahead of what's next.
After nearly dying twice, I thought, man, I'm not going to the next round without a tattoo. So this symbolises my journey, my adventure. This is me outfoxing the stroke. The fox outfoxing the stroke.
Oh man, I love coming out here. It's It's like my happy place. He's my one, I think, yeah. I want to spend my life with him, yeah, really. So it's going to get emotional now. Yeah. So your hands are so cold, darling.
They're frozen together.
He saved me from dating idiots. And just in my life, he's helped me so much.
My journey has just begun. I've overcome the really hard times. There is a life beyond this. It's just a different way now. I'm always thinking, what next? What's the next mountain? Surely there's a bigger mountain to climb, a new challenge. I acknowledge the adventure that I've had. It was a bumpy ride, and not only for me, but for my friends, for my whānau. I like the trajectory of my life right now. I wouldn't change a thing. There's so many things I want to do. I just think my life is more vibrant now. It's like seeing colour for the first time.
Good, John. How you going, bro? Yeah.